I'm going to show you how to make the easiest little cute loop beaded earring ever. So cute, so easy. You can make them so fast, and there's several different variations that you can use. First of all, you need to take about 10 inches of 20 gauge, any kind of copper-based or silver wire that you like. I'm going to be using silver-plated copper in this case, but it's 10 inches, which is the same as about 22 centimeters. Don't quote me as an exact conversion, but if somewhere in that neighborhood, you'll have enough to work with. Next, you want to get yourself one 8mm round bead, two 6mm round beads on each side, and about four 4mm round beads on each side after that. Now, it doesn't have to be these exact numbers, but basically you want to get your biggest bead and then gradually get smaller and smaller. If you can find in-between sizes to make it even more gradual, go ahead. And they're not necessarily the same colors. As you can see, I alternate the colors here. So my one 8mm is kind of a purpley pink, and then I have two dark blue. They're not quite this dark. It looks dark on the camera, but two dark blue 6mm, two amethyst 6mm, and then I jump to 4mm. But even these blue shells are a little bit bigger than the pink colored shells that come next. So even there, I'm not sure. I was trying to see the exact dimensions of them, but this is definitely like a 0.5 millimeter bigger than these. And you can even go more gradual. I found these little tiny red 3mm beads, as long as they still fit in the 20 gauge. Get over here. They're so hard to hold. They're like teeny tiny, like smaller than the head of a pin. And I was going to put some of those up in like the very top part of the earring, but the red was just a little bit too much, changing the color pattern from what I liked. So, and then I thought, I'd like to alternate these little ones too, but I only had the pink ones in this exact size, and I kind of liked the 3 pink at the end. So anyway, pick any color pattern you like, but generally I find that this works if you're going to follow this specific size and pattern and everything. And this comes out to exactly 1 inch wide and 1.5 inches high before putting the hook. So that's a nice size to work with for general earring shapes and sizes. Next, you're gonna, once you have all your beads on, you're gonna just gently fold it into a teardrop shape. And you just gotta kind of eyeball where you want it to be. You can have the beads at the very top, or in my case, you can have a little bit of a space between, and these guys keep popping up. I'm trying to get them to go back, but see, there's a little bit of a space between the top bead and the rest of the wire. But however you want to do it, you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna twist the wire about 3 times. And then you're gonna bend it a right angle, so all the wires sticking out this way, like that. And then you're going to take your round nose pliers and you're going to put them in the fattest part, hold it right there, fold a loop with both of them over it like that. And then you're going to wrap the loop around once tightly. And then you take your round nose out and you use your flat nose just because you want to hold the top part of this like that. And then you start to wrap a scarf around about halfway up. Once you get halfway up, cut it off when you have like 2 little ends halfway across the loop, tuck them deep into that little bowl that's formed by the scarf, and you are done with this guy. And then you put the earring hook on and you're done. But there's other variations you can do that I'm going to show you. Really fun stuff. You can hang, after you get your beads, you can take an extra bead and just do a simple little loop-de-loop, or even a loop-de-loop with the little swirl like that. And you can hang that right in the middle with just 1 jump ring. So it'll be hanging right in the middle of the earring. You can also take your leftover wire, with or without this bead, and you can start to wrap it all around and make like a tapestry with the silver wire or whatever color wire you're using. So those are 3 different options that all super fun, all super easy, super cute. This is like the super awesome, amazing jewelry video. So let's begin. Couple other things to note. If your beads don't fit the 20 gauge, especially the 4mm, sometimes they can be a little tight. You can switch to 22 gauge and you will still be okay. Now, if you only have 18 gauge and you find all your beads fit, that will work too. 18 is, any of these 20, 22, or 18 will work. Also, what I did was I put the I had the big jump ring going all around this entire thing, as you can see here. See that big jump ring right there? And I put enough little jump rings that it still hangs exactly where I want it to, almost perfectly in the middle. But if you feel like that big jump ring is a little bit, nobody's going to pay attention to it, but just in case you want it to look a little neater, a little different, when you start to wrap your wires around, wrap them before you do this scarfing part. Dip down a little bit and wrap them around this part here and try to leave a little space right in there, like a little hole, because then you can drop your big jump ring right there, and then you can probably put your bead hanging right there, and you probably won't need as many little jump rings to hang it down to the point you want. But it's a lot of little bits of trial and error. So if your first ones don't come out perfect, just adjust, try a few more, have fun with it. Now, if you want to do the tapestry one, you're going to have to take more than 10 inches, probably, just to be on the safe side. Let's take a whole entire, like almost 2 feet, 24 inches, which is like a little more than half a meter.